is to legally gamble in the United States.
Yes, people say it's really good. Should we give it a shot?
Everyone gets seasick almost immediately, but we also lost all the money we brought in to gamble with. It was one of the best days of my life. For a good portion of the past century, getting on a boat that reeks of piss and wobbling your way out just far enough into the ocean so that laws don't exist anymore was one of the only ways to legally gamble in the United States. It had such a convoluted barrier of entry that most people could go their entire lives without ever being tempted to do it. Just don't go to Nevada and you'll probably never see a casino. In 2024, this is no longer the case.
Only on FanDuel. DraftKings. Bet MGM. Prize Picks.
Underdog.
Hard Rock Bet.
Daily Bet.
PointsBet.
ESPN Bet.
365.
Smack me in the mouth with all of it.
If you watch any sports at all, ads for sports betting have become inescapable. Even if you muted every commercial and closed your eyes until the game came back on, it's still plastered everywhere. DraftKings promos pop up in the middle of a play, there's BetMGM billboards behind home plate, FanDuel logos on the court, on the microphones. They come at you from every angle, pepper spraying you in the face so you don't notice they just pulled your pants down. They've made it so watching sports and betting on sports are just two sides of the same coin, like you can't have one without the other. It's become so normalized that it might be easy to forget that gambling can be kind of bad, actually. About 10 million people in the US alone struggle with gambling in some way, a good portion of which are under the age of 25. Gambling addicts attempt suicide at a rate 15 times higher than the general population. The average debt of a gambling addict can range from $15,000 to $90,000. But where most people would see this as a problem, a few people saw it as an opportunity. All that extra money that could be siphoned from struggling families into the pockets of like 12 CEOs.
How many times have me and Trent said this, and people aren't even, and nobody's listening yet?
I love you.
Are these all these ads they just show? Are these casinos, slots, whatever? Dude,
xQc
fantasy football. It's all fantasy football and sports betting and shit like that, dude. Because that's the main target. When will people understand that that's the real?
So in 2018, the Supreme Court overruled the federal ban on sports betting, and since then, Americans have collectively lost over $245 billion on it. That's almost $1,000 per person, and that number was from last year. But the bombardment of playful advertising filled with famous celebrities would make you think it's just a harmless, fun game you can play on your phone. Kevin Hart, Post Malone, Chris Rock.
But both are bad. But stop celebrating sports betting ad takers and like they're like harmless, whatever, and demonizing all the fucking slot Andes, whatever. Like, oh, dude, no way, slots so fucking terrible. But dude, but these gamble. What do you mean? Who is it?
Get it twisted. Gamble. Please start gambling. Gambling is an investment.
LeBron James, Kevin Hart.
We've seen some people. I even saw a clip the other day. I'm not gonna say who, right? Saying, "Oh no, this person did stake. No, I'm not a fan anymore, whatever." Okay, then what about Kai with his sports betting fantasy thing sponsor? Did that person stop being a fan of that person?
Peyton Manning, Jamie Foxx, Eric Andre, Patton Oswalt, Vanessa Hudgens, the guy from that Kendrick Lamar song, Kevin Hart. Even the Talk Tua podcast is sponsored by Better. Why is it always the people you trust the most?
You don't need to know everything about every sport.
Good, because I don't.
Yeah, me either. All you need is a feeling and a phone.
Oh my gosh, I want
That is such a bold way to advertise your product. You don't have to know anything about sports in order to bet on them. In fact, we would prefer you didn't. Look, this guy's just chilling in a hot tub. He doesn't even know.
Okay, well that's actually true though. That is actually true. Okay, because it's all gambling. Stop, guys. If anything, hey, devil's advocate. It is healthier to advertise it like it's random. It's gambling. Gambling is gambling and not skill. Because sports betting is 1 bazillion% gambling. It is actually worse than gambling. Dude. Stop acting like, oh, I know this, I know that. Stop it.
what sport he bet on.
You
and he won
lose
money.
on
So
your
go
shit
ahead.
every
Just
time.
open the
Stop
app
it.
and start mashing buttons. I don't know, like, where do you think they got all the money to shell out to these celebrities? Could it be that maybe Prize Picks isn't the secret gateway to riches beyond my wildest
Play how it's
imaginations?
worse?
And maybe
Because a lot of the prop bets and a lot of the some small things with the outcomes are legitimately rigged. Okay, say whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Okay, a lot of it, a fuck ton, is legitimately rigged. Actually, yes, it's fixed. Whether friends of friends or whatever, a tip here, a tip there,
Sport
and
betting
affects
is
the
even
outcome.
easier for the average person to get
And the
into.
one time,
Keep doing
oh
what you're doing,
dude,
pal.
that 1.3x didn't hit. Oh, the opponent's won a 7.5x or whatever. That's just unlucky. Nah. It's actually
trying to
rigged.
get my debit card number so they can take all my disposable income. Whether or not you think sports betting should be illegal, and I'm not even necessarily saying it should be, the fact that they're allowed to advertise it like this is fucking insane. Imagine a cigarette commercial that was like, "Oh my god, this is so good. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm on top of the world." Typically the only tobacco ads
True.
you see are like anti-vaping PSAs. And I hope there's a future where advertising for betting apps is regulated in a similar way. You can still bet on sports. You can still smoke cigarettes if you want to. It's not illegal, but you're not bombarded with the temptation to do it every time you turn on a basketball game. Even though it's only been 6 years since the federal ban on sportsbooks was overturned, technology has already evolved well beyond what was available at the time. And now that gambling has gone from being in a place you have to go to do it, to being accessible on your phone at any moment, there's nothing stopping these apps from trying to lure you in constantly, and they're really good at doing that.
Addiction is intensified, he says, by how much the gambling companies know about each user. That data was used to tailor offers and push notifications to keep the guy in action.
They knew the life stage, the customer life stage it was at, so win back, they described it. So people that have given up gambling for a while and they're trying to get them to come back.
Just by using these apps, you're giving them data about your gambling habits, which they can then weaponize against you. If they realize around 2 p.m. every Sunday is when you're most likely to interact with the app because you're watching 19 games at once and you're starting to get a little restless, they can tailor make a push notification just for you. Maybe they'll boost the odds of a third quarter Tyreek Hill touchdown, or they'll show you a parlay that 50,000 other people have bet on, and that many people can't all down, or they'll show you a parlay that
Oh, stop it.
50,000 other people have bet on, and that many people can't all be wrong. Let's talk about parlays for a second, because I think that's one of the biggest contributors to the exponential rise of sports betting.
It's parlay time.
Put simply, a parlay
Well,
is
I
when you
mean,
combine multiple bets.
With all due respect, all you need is one slip to hit. Hey, I'm not saying gamble this, gamble that. All I'm saying is when it comes down to it, hey, I'm not saying do that. You shouldn't ever do this. This is bad. But when the one, like, 14 leg parlay hits, it's over. It's over. It's all the losses back plus 3x. I mean, bro,
into one bet, significantly decreasing the odds of it hitting, but massively boosting the payout you'll win if it does. It's basically the difference between winning a few dollars for correctly calling one coin flip, or winning thousands of dollars if you can get that coin to land on heads 12 times in a row. You're so distracted by the possibility of how much you could win that you're not even considering the fact that you definitely won't. Parlays are the lottery ticket of sports
Let me
betting.
explain why rigging is so problematic. Okay? You might not understand this again, and let me tell you why. If I make 8 slips that are nearly the same coin flips, 1.3x, 2.6x, whatever, and I take all the correct things, right? And I put one rigged kicker at the end. One rig. I know for a fact, some guy, some prop, a prop bet is like an 8x or whatever. I put the kicker on every slip, right? One of them hits, right? Because because I have all the slips. When the kicker hits, boom, it hits max. And they do it every time. Rigging this shit, guys, they rig it all the time. It's rigged across the board, dude.
And these apps have made it so easy to make one whenever you want. The only thing stopping you from putting together a parlay that frankly doesn't even make sense is your own imagination. Because of parlays, I think for a lot of people, gambling has become death by 1,000 paper cuts. Maybe instead of losing a lot of money all at once, you're just losing a little bit of money all the time. Sometimes you'll even lose money in a way that feels like you almost won. 5 out of 6, I was so close. But that means I'll definitely win next time. My only personal experience with online sports betting was a couple years ago when I saw Underdog Fantasy was offering to match your first deposit.
Oh, any proof? John, they put a ban on India for gambling on games, giving for the bettors and limiting play for betting purposes. Brother, and these are the ones that do get caught. These are the ones that do get caught. And it's hard to prove and shit like that, even the ones that don't. There's a fuck ton.
Deposit up to $100. And I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I watch a lot of football. Maybe I can finally make back some of the money I've spent over the years supporting my stupid, shitty team. So I put in $100. They doubled it. And slowly, over the course of the next 2 months, I lost $25 every week until it was all gone. Now, if I'm being honest, I think this was actually best case scenario for me. I consider myself lucky that the few times I've tried gambling, it hasn't gone well for me because I have no positive association with it. In the same way that I have no desire to smoke cigarettes because the first time I did, I smoked 2 back-to-back for some reason and was nauseous the rest of the night. I have no desire to gamble.
People say skill issue, okay, but true.
Because I've only ever lost money doing it. So even though Underdog managed to get $100 out of me, I actually think they would have preferred if I won a little bit.
That's what they want you to think. They want you to think it's skill-based. They want you to think, they want you to feel like you, dude, I have an edge because I know this. They want you to feel empowered that, dude, I know this. Dude, wait, hold on. No, and then you do it, and then you get cooked by this shit. The fuck?
When betting apps give out these kind of introductory offers, it's not just so they can get a bunch of free money, although that's definitely part of it. They're trying to create a customer for life.
Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. $5 get $200 back. $250 up to $500.
Up to $2,000.
Online sportsbooks know that the best way to get people addicted to their product is to make that first big win as easy as possible. So they'll lure you in with an offer that seems too good to be true because all of that is pennies compared to what they're raking in from the people who are hooked. They give you free money to start with. They'll let you try again if your first bet doesn't work.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you need to increase your wager amount to cash it out, right? I don't think you can cash it out off the rip.
You throw in one leg of a parlay that has essentially a 100% chance of hitting. They are desperate to make sure you have a good time. They want every time you see that app icon on your phone to think about the rush you felt when you turned $5 into $100. So you keep chasing that feeling.
40x wager requirement.
Forever. I just managed to outsmart them by being so unbelievably bad at sports betting that I never even came close to winning. But because I was curious to see how much online sports gambling has evolved since I tried it a couple years ago, and because I would never leave a stone unturned in the pursuit of research, I decided for this video I should try it one more time. So I signed up for the only legal sports book in my home state of Florida, which I assume is named after famous internet sex symbol Hard Rock Nick.
Balls tugged on one by one.
Their introductory offer is that they'll give you another chance to bet if your first one doesn't win. On the surface, that almost sounds like free money, but it's not like you can bet once, lose, and then just take your money back. You still have to give them the money. You're probably just gonna lose twice for the price of one. But hey, check this out. I've already unlocked a 1x multiplier, which means for every dollar I earn, I walk away with $1. I spent the next 12 minutes hard at work concocting the smartest and most guaranteed parlays the world has ever seen. With all my bets placed, I could finally sit back, relax, and enjoy a stress-free Sunday afternoon.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my
John,
god.
this is me when Train sends me a fucking 43 leg parlay for fucking 633,000x. Holy shit, dude.
Why did I bet on Sam Darnold? Why did I bet on Kirk Cousins? Why did I take the over on Curtis Martin rushing yards? He retired in 2007.
The next few hours felt like a roller coaster, but in spite of it all, I was determined to come out on top.
Guess who has 2 thumbs and just won $9.52? This guy. My other thumb's holding the phone.
I was down, but now I'm
up. And since I only lost 5 other bets, I was just $61 from breaking even. Now I know what you're thinking, Drew, how could you have possibly known the Bills were gonna beat a team significantly worse than them? What are you, some kind of genius? No. I prefer savant. The truth is, none of this would have been possible without my good luck charm, Michael McCorkle Jones. You can look it up, that's his real name. Ever since I saw him hit the gritty at the Pro Bowl a few years ago, I knew I needed a metal poster of him to hang up on my wall. And thanks to today's sponsor, Displate, that's finally possible. Are you tired of waking up to your boring, empty walls? You try to hang up posters and minions. If you've been Drew Gooden. Alright, so I've been using this app for a little over a week now, and even though I did win a few more bets, all I've really managed to do is turn my initial $100 into zero. It's all gone. I think they know they're on the verge of losing me for good because they're really ramping up the notifications. Most days I'm getting at least one every hour. They even offered me another second chance bet, this time up to $500. They are so confident based on everything I've shown them so far that it seems they're willing to give me any amount of money because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to lose it all anyway. Even in my...
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This literally makes the steak look like heaven on earth. I don't give a fuck. I said it. Get mad at me all you want. I don't give a shit.
Traps they're setting for me, and I am falling for them. For some reason, I've done multiple parlays that are contingent upon something happening at the beginning of a game. They offer a bunch of bets that are based on first quarter stats, and I realized firsthand why they do this. Because that one leg can cook your entire parlay immediately. But at that point, you've already committed to betting on this game, and there's so much more game to bet on. So you do. And before you know it, you're betting on Keyshawn George to make 5 threes? Why did I do that? I don't even know who that is. Why did I think Jake Paul was gonna knock out Mike Tyson? That fight was never ending in a knockout. They punched each other like 4 times. Obviously, they were just in it for the money, and I knew that going into it. I only did this bet because they boosted my odds, and they only boosted my odds because they knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. It's 2024. How am I still getting scammed by Jake Paul? And on the flip side, when I do win a bet, sometimes I'm not even that happy about it because I'm just like, I should have bet more. You start getting carried away doing the math. I turned $10 into $30, but I could have turned 100 into 300, 1,000 into 3,000. Oh my God. It's infinite money. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things about gambling.
That's called Twister.
Sometimes
it twisted for real.
It's a hobby that technically could go well for you if you get very lucky and quit at the exact right time, which you won't, and the casinos are banking on the fact that you won't. Problem gamblers aren't just chasing...
If every week I put aside $100 to go to the club, okay, and get fucked up on bottle service, okay, and fucking pass out drunk, okay, and get intoxicated and burn my brain cells, I'm called a normal civilian. If I put aside $100 to bet on games throughout the week because I want to, I'm a degenerate. Fix this shit. I don't give a fuck.
They're chasing this idea that maybe they'll win the lottery. A lot of gamblers can recognize that they have a problem, but see the problem as the way out of the problem.
I think the feeling at the time was, if you can just get lucky here somewhere, then potentially there's a way of making this all go away. I suppose the flip side to that as well, Aaron, is it was enabling me to just gamble as much as I wanted as well.
If I just have one good day, I can win it all back. Yes, I've dug this huge hole for myself, but if I just keep digging, I might be able to find that diamond I've been desperately searching for. But the sad reality is, even if you find the diamond, you're just gonna feel so good doing it that you'll probably dive right back into the mines looking for another one.
The truth is, if I'd have had that big win, I would have just spent it anyway.
A lot of the higher-ups at these companies will refuse any responsibility for creating new gambling addicts over the past few years. They'll make the argument that they're just addicted to their phone, and our app just happens to be on it.
I don't believe that there is an addiction to mobile betting any more than there is an addiction to utilization of your phone for any other reason.
You don't think adding a layer of betting makes the phone more addictive than just tooling around Instagram?
No. There is problem.
What is up with this guy?
Gambling. It is a real problem. Whether it's gotten bigger or it's just become more noticeable because sports betting is legal, I think is an unknown.
Really?
Hey, they'd be gambling anyway. Whether it's on our app that sends 30 push notifications a day and is linked to their bank account, or only available in a state on the other side of the country, is totally irrelevant. And while there are obviously some people for whom that is true...
How's that argument then? How's that...
Because whether it's gotten bigger or it's just become more noticeable because sports betting is legal, I think is an unknown.
Really?
Hey, they'd be gambling anyway. Whether it's on our app that sends 30 push notifications a day and is linked to their bank account, or only available in a state on the other side of the country, is totally irrelevant. And while there are obviously some people for whom that is...
No. Exclusivity for market share when it comes down to like my involvement or somebody else's involvement is not the same thing as a website. Like, you're missing the point entirely.
It's true. You cannot deny the fact that making it so goddamn easy to bet anything at any time is leading to more people gambling who wouldn't have otherwise. You're dangling a piece of candy inches away from people's faces and then saying, hey, it's not our fault they grabbed it. They still would have grabbed it even if it was 2,000 miles away. Since this is all still relatively new in the US, maybe we'll see more legislation in the future to combat this avalanche. In some countries, they no longer allow celebrities to appear in sportsbook ads, or they've banned the ads from appearing during sporting events altogether. America is still in this Wild West infancy where all these apps are just scrambling to find a way onto your phone before regulations start kicking in. But maybe in the future? Nah, I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to imagine that happening. I think it's too late to put the toothpaste back in the tube. The leagues are making too much money off it already. Of course they want to shove betting apps down everyone's throats. It gives people more of a reason to watch the games, especially bad ones. Well, most people would turn off.
The NFL already being profitable, right? And them slinging that much gamba shit. Dude, they're actually fucking doing a lot. They're doing really good financially for their product, if you think about it.
A 20-point blowout in the fourth quarter, you're still glued to the screen because you need CeeDee Lamb to get 12 more yards for your parlay to hit. They've figured out a way to make every moment matter, even if it doesn't.
You want to make every game interesting? Step one, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. You know what to do.
It's not just sports, though. It seems like these days you can gamble on absolutely anything. You can bet on celebrity breakups. You can bet on which White Lotus character will return in season 3. You can bet on the presidential election. And oh my God, so many people did. Hundreds of millions of dollars were tied up in political bets this year. And if that's not indicative of a nationwide gambling epidemic, I don't know what is. But I'll admit, I'm a little conflicted about this. Because on one hand, gamifying every aspect of our lives only gives more power to those with influence. It creates a financial
minus 700K. Yo, bitch ass. For the actual odds, okay, the value bet was insane. You're a terrible rookie gambler. Oh, I'm not to speak to rookies. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Incentive for spreading deliberate misinformation. It can make you question the motive behind everything you see and hear. But on the other hand, xQc lost $700,000 betting on the election, and that's really fun. If you don't know who xQc is, he's a streamer who, at least in every clip I've seen of him, seems to be speaking a language he invented and no one else can understand. He's also one of the many streamers who've massively increased their wealth over the past few years by taking sponsorships from offshore crypto-based online casinos, helping them and the website they stream it on explode in popularity. At almost any point of any day, you can go to the slots tab on kick.com and see someone who is zonked out of their mind. Eyes bloodshot red, 12 hours into non-stop slot spins, desperately trying to win back all the money they've lost so far. Oftentimes in a situation so dire that even the chat, with no personal stakes involved and only there for entertainment, is begging them to stop. But they can't. They're on autopilot.
Stop. Guys, people need to stop doing this shit where it's like, oh dude, only kick.com. Brother, by amount of magnitude and density, bro, Twitch is still doing this shit.
Every loss is money that needs to be won back, and every win is just more money to gamblers. I randomly opened this guy's stream one day and watched.
Well, what do you mean proof? Give me the category. Give me category. Give me. Chat. Is it online whatever? I missed it. It's that far up. Like acting like this is like some outrageous like only kick thing, and then Twitch got out of that or whatever, dude. Like, nah, there's like 4 categories for it too. There's like 4 categories.
in real time as he won almost $100,000 and then say this.
95K, that's fucking huge. We're a tenth of the way back.
A tenth? This dude was down $1 million on Big Bass Bash? Now, to most people watching, it's pretty easy to say, hey man, you should probably quit while you're ahead. No, 100,000 isn't a million, but it's a lot more than zero. The problem is someone in this state of mind isn't capable of seeing it that way.
Clearly this guy has never seen the value of the big golden fish. Clearly.
He's not even in Thursday afternoon with the rest of us. He's still on the tail end of Wednesday night. So the rational part of his brain, too subdued to muster anything more than a mumble, asks his chat if he should end it there.
I mean, yeah, it was like, oh, dude, it's only 1K viewers, only way. Look, here's another category. This one is 3 times the size, 2.5 times the size. 2.5 times the size.
What's a better leave?
They all scream, of course you should, but it falls on deaf ears. He's yet to stop spamming spins.
Look at the wall behind him.
More than a mumble, asks his chat if he should end it there.
Should we up the better leave?
They all scream, of course you should, but it falls on deaf ears. He's yet to stop spamming spins.
No, YouTuber guy, I don't mind I think make it a good video, okay? But they're saying leave because they want to see another bullshit game than fucking Big Bass, because Big Bass is a piece of shit. They're saying leave, not because they're scared of the amount that he's losing. They're saying leave because they want to see another slot, bruh.
For
the
even
fuck?
a second. This man is no longer in control of his actions. He's a zombie, relegated to the passenger seat of his own mind as it careens towards the conclusion everyone watching knows is inevitable. But there's nothing he can do to stop the momentum.
I have to quit at a certain point. I have to give up. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Oh my god. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Dude, that dog demolished the balance. Oh my god. That's crazy. Lost over $1 million today. There's nothing in there.
All he can do now is sit in the reality of what just happened.
What the fuck? Dude.
Come to terms with the fact that despite his and everyone else's better judgment, he got doghoused.
Doghouse is what did it. The doghouse is what defeated me. I got doghouse. I got a full doghouse.
I'll never understand doghouse players.
Full doghouse. Full
Happy
fucking
45
doghouse,
months
dude.
seconds. Can I get a welcome to the jungle? Aga.
I got doghouse.
Even full screen without blue dogs doesn't even do that much.
Did I just watch this guy ruin his life?
I don't know, actually. The thing is, it's hard to take streams like this at face value. There's a very well-documented history of streamers on Kick high-stakes gambling with money that was given to them by the website they're playing on. So not only are the stakes not high, but it's technically not even gambling. It's just promotion. The entire goal of these streams is just to make the people watching them think they too can go win life-changing money on ass coin.
Guys, I actually agree with what he's saying for the absolute vast majority, because the vast majority of people don't have any leverage when it comes down to like oh dude, I'm this size, I'm that size, whatever. So they have no leverage. So they get these like bullshit like refill deals, whatever. Like that's not the same as people that have an actual string going. Like it's not the same thing at all.
So maybe this is all bullshit.
I do agree
maybe
though.
With the vast majority, these streams
98% of the streamers, yeah, definitely.
The wall behind him. Maybe he'll miraculously be back in a couple days with a suspiciously large balance after seeming to lose everything. But clips like this are just the flip side of an online.
That it's real money.
What do you mean prove? Oh no, not again.
Ecosystem currently doing everything it can to convince impressionable teenagers scrolling through TikTok and YouTube Shorts that gambling.
Both my cold Ethereum and my cold Bitcoin are both tracked by some fucking Twitter account or whatever, fuck, and the balances and amounts are still fucking public. You can literally look them up or whatever. He's like, I end up changing my nudie pots, because I mean I don't like being tracked.
It's awesome, actually.
It's annoying to get tracked. I don't like it. People send in less than $1 and it fucks the shit up because it's no gas fee transactions, and then you have to do the UTX bullshit. It's
and you gotta start doing it.
Yes. Oh my god. Bang, 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 bang.
That's a great feeling, man.
Now, some people have accused these websites of rigging the odds in favor of the streamers, so it's easier for them to farm these clips. And as far as I'm aware, there's no proof of that. I think the misrepresentation.
Well, I mean, not only is there no proof, brother, but listen, I don't think this guy's tuned into one of my streams, brother. I don't think this guy's tuned into a singular stream. Yo, listen, if we get a singular dub that's like 150x or whatever, that's like the biggest win of the fucking week, bro.
Representation of odds here is simply due to the fact that these websites can just keep depositing money into their accounts whenever they lose, giving them unlimited funds to play with.
Unless Ruba's gonna.
Okay. With all the fans though, wait a minute.
Their accounts when
I'm pretty sure that was a joke that Eddie ran on Aiden on his birthday, whatever. The 10 mil that was not available.
Whenever they lose, giving them unlimited funds to play with.
He was not. He didn't use it. Couldn't use it.
That's like actually it. We really just needed Howie to give us a ton of free money.
If you're given infinite money, you can just keep betting until you hit a jackpot. For them, there's no such thing as rock bottom, a philosophy that very much does not translate to real life. In real life, you can hit rock bottom, and when you do, there's no texting Howie to get yourself out of it. What's especially concerning about these kinds of streams is that while sports...
Dude. Chat, guys.
To get yourself out of it. What's especially...
This is a sweet summer child. I actually love this YouTuber chat. I think this is so funny that he shows this screen as like a... Yeah, here's another example of a big win. Brother, the buy-in is 100K on this shit. 125 is probably the best that this game has had done in the last 3 hours we played this shit, okay? And it paid a 1.25x, okay? Like, holy fuck.
Especially concerning about these kinds of streams is that while sports betting apps are at least targeting mostly grown men, the majority audience for a lot of these streamers are teenagers and young adults. People whose brains have not finished developing yet. People who would have a harder time distinguishing between entertainment and real life and have less of an ability to evaluate risk compared to...
Yo, that would make anybody twisted. Look. 4x, 2x on a pot.
Between entertainment and real life,
that's
and
cinema.
have less of an ability to evaluate risk compared to people much older than them. It is statistically proven that people who are exposed to gambling at a young age are more likely to develop problems with it later in life. So maybe don't do this. Is that too much to ask?
Now, there are a few different types of gambling streamers.
Yeah, I mean, guys, he's not wrong. Don't do this, Hacksaw. Don't give me a fucking 1, 2, 6, 7, and not give me fucking 3, 4, 5. Don't fucking do that shit.
Is that too much to
Don't
ask?
fucking do that shit. It's fucking weird as shit.
Gambling streamers.
Come on,
there are
Hacksaw,
the ones
lock
like
in.
Aiden Ross, who have been very transparent about the fact that money is the only thing that matters to them, and there's no line they would be unwilling to cross in pursuit of it. Then there's streamers like Steve Will Do It, who admitted in an interview with CoffeeZilla that the only reason he started taking these sponsorships was because he used to have a gambling problem, and it was a way for him to continue to gamble without having to use his own money. In other words, he knows from personal experience the harm a gambling addiction can cause, but he has no problem promoting that to other people as long as it's not his money they're losing. But then there's also plenty of streamers that don't seem to think they're doing anything wrong. They put their head in the sand and make excuses because the money's too good for them to turn down. Take Nick Merckx, for example. Nick gets pretty defensive when people question the fact that he spends 1 week out of every month spinning slots on Kick.com. Oh yeah, man, sorry. Forgot a bunch of children watch my streams. Like, dude, you've spent the past 6 years streaming Fortnite and Call of Duty. If you don't think the majority of your audience is young men, I don't know what to tell you. And don't even get me started on Drake. I know a large portion of his audience is underage because those are the people he's trying to fuck.
So while obviously these websites use decentralized currency and are based out of a small island country with laughably loose gambling restrictions in order to skirt federal regulations, are mostly to blame for the damage they've caused. These celebrities and streamers who've helped popularize them are very much complicit. When you build an audience online, whether you like it or not, there is a parasocial element to it. There are people in your fan base who look up to you and trust you, and every time you sell something to them, you are leveraging that parasocial relationship in order to financially benefit. And I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. I sell merch, I have sponsors, I just did an ad read like 3 minutes ago. But my God, I feel like the bare minimum with the sponsorship is, does this product actively hurt the people that use it? Yes? Then I'm not gonna do that. I get that it can sting to turn down a lot of money, and if the numbers people have floated around are accurate, it is a stupid amount of money. But for some of these people who could already live,
guys, I was like his mindset chat, and I'm not gonna rant about this whole thing. I don't give a fuck.
10 full lifetimes without ever having to worry about bills ever again. When is it enough? It's just crazy to me. It's like, thank you to everyone who supports what I do. You've given me my dream job, this life of luxury I'm so lucky to have.
Because it's
and
not.
In return, I give to you.
It's not like that.
Addiction. Sorry,
you can package like that, sure, but
it's whatever. We got another place because you can't do it in America. You have to go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else, and we got another place.
Call me dramatic, but I'm a little concerned where this is all headed. People like to talk about iPad babies who are burning all their dopamine receptors before they even reach preschool. But what is a slot machine if not just a giant iPad? Scientifically engineered to be as mesmerizing as possible so you don't even realize what you're...
Chat, these guys actually have the technique down, okay?
iPad. Scientifically engineered...
Every hit on the screen is gonna do bing, hit, bing, hit. They're spamming the board. Because when you tap, it skips the current hit. So they do bing, 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 because the line is a bit 3 or 4. Does you see wild, what? And they do bing, 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 while doing the spins. These are locked in.
Engineered to be as mesmerizing as possible, so you don't even realize
this
what
is
you're
high
letting it
rank
take from you.
$1,000 in fast spins at $50 a spin. Look at that, $194,000 grand. That thing is due.
Oh, that game is so bad. Oh my God, that game is so bad.
Gambling can be addictive enough on its own even before you add in all this social pressure. The transition from casual gambler to full-blown addict can happen so gradually, a lot of people don't even realize it's happened to them until it's too late. And when everyone around you, from celebrities in commercials to all your favorite streamers, are just making it feel like it's no big deal, it's fun, to all your favorite streamers.
Okay, stop. That's fucking stupid.
Are just making it seem like it's no big deal.
He's doing the feature spins.
Can you truly recognize the seriousness
bonus
of what you're getting yourself into? I think all we can really do for the time being is try to fight back against the normalization of gambling. So what do you say we all get together and call a timeout?
Wait, what's that?
They already tried that for hate.
We need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
to change the momentum
and call a timeout
on hate.
Together.
Together.
And it's not working, even though they got Shaq. Well, that's not good. That was kind of the only idea I had. Gambling is not new. For as long as there's been man, there's been the primal desire to bet it all on red. But what is new is the way technology has evolved to prey on these urges in the most efficient and targeted ways possible. Using AI to send push notifications at the precise moment they know they're most likely to be open. Using a constantly evolving algorithm to offer bets that are so time sensitive you have to commit to it before you even have a chance to think about it. These apps didn't invent gambling addiction, they've just made it more accessible. You combine all of that with a system in which most people aren't paid nearly enough money for the amount of work that they do and might see gambling as one of the only ways out of that situation, only to end up exacerbating their problems, and you end up with the unmitigated economic disaster we're in now. Forgive me for using the C word, but we've stumbled into this stage of capitalism where every dollar must be profited by any means necessary, and foregoing any chance to do so would simply be seen as a missed opportunity. Advertisements in between the game? Not enough. Now they're a part of the game. A mini fridge in the hotel that I can store my leftovers in?
That's dank.
No, we should be filling every square inch of that thing with $12 Coke cans that'll automatically charge your credit card even if you're just moving one out of the way. A YouTube outro that's just a few seconds of peaceful music and no call to action? You wish, bozo.
My small F, how?
Please go listen to the song I made with my friend Sam. I wrote the guitar for it and I think it's pretty good. Thanks for watching.
It was genuinely a good video. I think he encapsulated the problem pretty well. I'm not. There's no point shitting on him for anything. It's whatever. I think all of his points are valid, and I can see how you can portray it that way, whatever. I'm not gonna defend it because I don't feel like I'm attacked by it in any way. So it's whatever.